The diagram shows a square ABCD. I'm going to say it again, just in case that was cropped out, because people don't want to watch me drink. 7. The diagram shows a square ABCD. They're never very inventive with their squares, always ABCD. Boring. That's what I'm saying, Edexcel. Get your game better. Improve, improvise. Be more. Anyway, ABCD. With sides of length 20 centimetres, it also shows a semicircle and the arc of a circle. AB is the diameter of the semicircle. AC is the arc of the circle with centre B. Lovely. And they've given us a beautiful diagram to demonstrate that. Show that they're... Okay. Right. It's to show that. Shall we use it? No, we won't. Not right now. So we'll leave that. I'm going to highlight it anyway. We'll leave it for later. We'll use it right at the end just to check our answers right. Oh, I lied. We will use it slightly. Look at that. The answer's in pi over 8. The answer's pi over 8. So what that's telling me is that we don't have to use decimals, which is lucky because we don't have a calculator. So what are we going to do with all of these questions? What you've got to think is what, because it's a common type of question, right? When you're working out the shaded area. First of all, almost always, you work out the total shape, right? So the shape everything's in. And normally everything will be in one shape. Be a bit brutal for it not to be. So everything's within that square, right? So we start with that. We start with the area of the square. In this case, that's 20 squared. And that's going to be 400. Okay. Then we're going to work out the shaded area within that. Now, a bit messier because we've got this semicircle cut out of our quarter circle there. We're not going to let that faze us. That's a minor problem. We'll deal with that right at the end though. Because if I can ask you to picture this. Right. We've got our semicircle. We've got not a semicircle, we've got a quarter circle here. There we go, got a quarter circle there. And then we've had this, it's almost like we've had this semicircle cut out of it, right? That's how I think of it. And that's the best way to picture this. So I'll work out the quarter circle first, and then I'll cut that semicircle out of the area of that. And that's the best way to think about these questions in general, I'd say. Work out what your big shape is, and then cut the little shapes out of it. That's what I'd do. Anyway, so our quarter circle. So what's the area of a circle? It's pi r squared. Radius here is 20. That's very convenient, isn't it? So pi times 20 squared, which we've already said is 400. So we've got pi times 400, or if you don't hate algebra, 400 pi. And then we're going to quarter it, because it's a quarter circle. Mad. A quarter of that's 100 pi. Okay, for the sake of completeness, I want to just pop the divide by 4 there, just so it looks nice. I suppose I could save this PDF and then maybe upload it to a website if they exist at some point. Yeah, so I'll expand the working out a little bit. It's not too bad if we leave some out there, so you can fit it in. I don't know. That's a problem for another day. Anyway, 100 pi is the area of our quarter circle. So You know what? I used a standardised approach to questions here. A standardised approach where work out the total area, take out a smaller area, take out another smaller area again. They led me down a dark path. Did we need the area of that square? Did we? Did we? Right in. You know when I told you not to read the show that bit? Because they normally give you all the information that you need in the show that beforehand. Did they hear? Absolutely not. No, they didn't, and they fooled me again. They fooled me again. They did. So we do need the area of the square, just right at the end. So let's leave that bad boy piece of information over on the corner. Now, let's stick with the rest of our information. So, area of shaded region. Yeah, so the area of the shaded region is going to be the area of our quarter circle, 100 pi, minus area of semicircle, area of semi also. So, what is the area of our semicircle? Pi r squared. Again, this time our radius is 10 centimetres. So, it's going to be pi times 10 squared. Okay, that's going to be 100 pi. So, I'm going to divide by 2. This is a semicircle. Do 100 pi. Divided by 2. It's going to give us 50 pi. So, the area of our shaded region is 100 pi minus 50 pi. And for all intents and purposes, you can treat pi, most of the time, as if it were a variable, as if it were an x. It's not. It's a fixed number. But, nonetheless, you treat it like it's an x. Treat it like it's an x. It's not unknown, but I think normally you end up with less problems if you treat it as if it were an x. That is 500, not 500, it's 50. 50 pi. This is chaotic, isn't it, this question? Because of the question or because of me? Probably me. Hey ho. So, that's the area of our shaded region. So, area of shaded region divided by area of square. So, 50 pi divided by 400. Oh my God. It's all coming together. 50 divided by 400. Well, let's take out a 0 on each one. Boom, boom, divide by 10. And then let's divide by 5. Let's get rid of that 5. And then do 40 divided by 5. And that's 8. And like magic, let's neaten that up a little bit. Got pi over 8. Let's get rid of our equal sign because we chaotically simplified that to finish off this absurd page of chaos. Now to the next question. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask in the comments. Dare I say, going to be a lot of comments on this one. Like and subscribe, guys. Anyway, on to question 8. Write down the exact value of tan 45. What can I say other than it's 1? You need to know it. Just is. Just is 1. What can I don't know. Just is. Just is. Learn it. Learn it. Anyway, here's a right angle triangle. Cos 60 is 0.5. Work out the value of x. So, SOHCAHTOA. Okay. This is how you write it so that you don't have to think about which way it's dividing, right? Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan equals opposite over adjacent. Now, do we need to know which one it is? Absolutely not, because they have gifted it to us. As they told us cos 60 equals 0.5, and they don't want us to rearrange. They're not that bad. What they're going to do, they've told us cos 60 is 0.5. So we're doing this. So cos 60, which we've been told is 0.5, but we'll leave it be. We'll leave it be for now. Equals adjacent 4 over hypotenuse x. Okay, 4 over x. Okay, which one's adjacent? Which one's opposite? Well, opposite is opposite, isn't it? Adjacent means next to. House next door is the house adjacent to yours. It's just the one next to it. Is that a question that needs to be answered? Maybe not. It's a question that I asked. So apparently, I might have just been a bit stupid when I was doing my GCSEs. I hope that some of you have that question, because otherwise I'm just going to have to sack myself. So next video you might see somebody else, because I will have been fired. Anyway, by the magic of rearranging, I'm going to tell you that we can swap these two around. Why? It's a great question. I'm not going to write cos 60 out again. It's a waste of digital ink. I'm going to write 0.5 because we've been told that cos 60 equals 0.5. So I'm going to write 0.5. Just is. I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you that rearranging thing actually, because otherwise, what's really the point of these videos if I'm not teaching you some maths during them? If you're already happy with that concept, go forwards 15 to 30 seconds. But I'll show you anyway. Right. So cos 60 equals 4 over x. So what I can do is multiply up by the x, right? So x cos 60, I can't, honestly, I don't want to write cos 60. X times 0.5. Once again, abhorrent algebra from me there. I'm sorry, maths teachers. This is how it's got to be. Equals 0, not 0 point nothing. 4 equals 4. That's what it equals. So, and then we're going to take the 0.5 over to the other side. So x equals 4 over 0.5, right? So we multiplied up here, and then we divided by that. Yeah. So we can just swap them. Another way to look at it is we form like a little triangle, right? I absolutely hate these triangles. I think that they are a crutch that you don't need. It's just a crutch that prevents you from needing to do algebra or just rearranging equations. You don't need it. You do not need it at all. For 0.5 or cos 60 and then x there, right? See? That's why we were able to swap them over. Anyway, can you sort of see the triangle if I just, yeah, Illuminati. There we go. Well, what do you know? You've made it to the end of the video, but that was only 12 plus minus 2 minutes, which means that you can now go and watch another one and you can feel extra productive. Maybe go get yourself a drink. Definitely like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and come back for the next one. See you then.